Hi, I'm Brasco.
And I'm Beast, and today we're going to share our date night with you. And
A portion of it.
A portion of it, not all of it. Some of it is risky and the other part is forbidden for you to see.
Brasco and Beast. Fit, fabulous, and frisky.
Like I was saying. Appreciate date night, baby. Oh my goodness.
This is our wine, the wine you make.
The wine that I made. This is that hibiscus tea.
Hibiscus tea.
You know, I'm really starting to fall in love with this.
I fell in love with it early on. You introduced me to it the first month that we were dating.
You liked it then, huh?
Yeah.
My coworker said it's an acquired taste.
That's strange. It's so good. So
I think so.
it's not necessarily. It's not the sort of thing where you say it's an acquired taste, because it's like
It tastes good to me.
Yeah.
Up front. But in all fairness to him, he's not used to eating anything healthy. You know, nothing healthy is all.
that makes a difference.
So, baby, let me ask you a question. What do you call real foreplay, baby? Because there's got to be different kinds of foreplay. Help me understand what foreplay means into the mind of a sexy woman like you.
This is foreplay.
Yeah.
I was excited for you to come in the door. I was home today. I was off. And the build up of like, when is he going to be home? When is he going to be home? When is he going to be home? I wanted to prepare to put the food, decided like, because it's date night that we're going to order out. I went and I picked up the food, our Thai food, vegan choices, and the build up of waiting for you to get home, think, we'll eat, this conversation and, the build up of it is basically foreplay.
I appreciate it. I mean, I was saying in the car on the way here, I was like, oh, you were so melodramatic. I need you, baby. Get here. I'm like, it's 7:08. I am 10 minutes behind schedule. But like I said in the car, better to have somebody that's longing for you to be here than somebody like, hey, get here whenever you want. I don't care.
I did. I called you. I was like, how much longer? How much longer?
Oh my goodness. Oh, you ain't tell me you got the really hot stuff, baby.
Oh, this is mild.
This is mild.
Yeah.
I must have been right into a pepper then.
You did. The rice has I didn't put any heat in the seeds on the rice. Just the noodles. So I got one thing with no spice.
This is tofu?
Yes. The rice is not too spicy, right?
No, the rice isn't spicy at all.
The rice is a Thai basil. So, Thai basil is usually a little spicy naturally.
Right. This is nice. This feels like we're going, well, we are going out. We are out.
We are out.
I'm really starting to like that, by the way.
Yeah.
You mess with my ear?
Oh, because initially.
No, I didn't like it because I wasn't used to it. But since I know it's a way of you for showing affection, I like it. I think one of the best things we ever did was discover the whole love language thing. We know how to really talk to each other.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Because you remember we took it independently. I think you did it first because I was like, babe, take it.
Right.
And we took it, and then to see how close, like in terms of our love language, so closely aligned, was like it made sense.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm like most guys, you know. I hear that love language thing. I think, oh, here comes another Oprah thing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with Oprah. I like Oprah.
Right, but something you're gonna have to do, something you know.
A lot of times it seems like it just feels like from a man's point of view, like that type of stuff is geared towards women, marketed towards women, appeals to women. You know, and then we men have to figure out and do a quick study on it because we're supposed to know it.
Why don't you know this?
Right, you know. But I took the survey. There's 5 different languages. I forget what they were.
I know that you and I
know that some were like some involves like expressions of love as gifts. Some people like it as things you do for them, acts or deeds. Right.
Acts of service, touching, something like that.
Some is touching, you know, affection and all that kind of physical touch. Affection.
Yeah, physical touch. Yes.
What I found ironic was after we didn't talk to each other, because a lot of times I think couples sometimes are taking those together, you know, and like you're like, oh well, I better put this, like the guys go, oh, I like this because I know she likes this.
But we did it totally, independent.
And found out we have the same love languages, and you know what? There have been times when things have gone wrong, and I remember that love language, and I would go to it. I did. I went to it. Oh yeah, I've gone to it. Like, I know that your love language is touch, but that's mine too, right?
Yes.
So we had some kind of rough day. I forget what it was. We really never had a rough day, but
but we've had some,
we've had some like what we're going to have on these talk days, right?
I noticed that you and I, we generally will. Not through someone telling us through counseling, but we touch as we have conversations, even when we're there's disagreement. We naturally gravitate to that. We're bothered. There's a misunderstanding of some sort. We're getting it out, and at the end of it, or during the course of it, I feel like we always kind of like hold their hands, and no one's said to do that. I think it is a natural thing.
It is natural for both of us. So our love language is similar.
Yes, exactly.
And so, and really when I think about it, because the love language of my previous spouse was the opposite of that, really. And it doesn't mean you can't relate to somebody, but you just need to know what they interpret as love. That's their trigger for knowing you support me, you love me, or whatever,
Right.
And just because you like gifts doesn't make you a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say gifts as somebody's taking the time out to be thoughtful enough to think about what I would like, and they got it.
Right, exactly.
Our thing is not necessarily gifts, but I remember for Christmas, you loved your gift for Christmas.
Yes, because I thought it was so thoughtful, because I'm an Eagles fan. And Beast got me an Eagles jersey. Not only was it an Eagles jersey, but it was important because of the number. At least to me, because that was an extra touch, because he chose the number 25, which is basically the number in between the both of our birthdays. Because another interesting thing is we are both born in the same month. Right. One whose date falls on the 20th and one on the 30th. So that 25 is kind of like a special number for us in a sense. So the fact that he put the 25 on there was, it's pretty cool, pretty thoughtful.
And of course, I put
Brasco, yes, and Brasco, of course.
I want to give you something that you ain't never had given to you before, and that's unique to just us. I thought that would be cool.
You'll see it football season.
When the next football season come back, right? I mean, it will eventually, but.
Right. I heard they're trying to salvage some of the NBA.
They might be. They're losing a lot of money.
Baseball? Wow.
But back to the love language thing, right? So when we had disagreement and all that, and or you were having a bad day or something like that, I always make sure that I touch you.
That's true.
You know, I always make sure I touch you. And then I'm like, you know, like when we go to sleep, even if I'm uncomfortable when we sleeping, because sometimes my neck be all jacked up because you like, I want to lay on your chest. I'm like, okay, you comfortable? Yeah, babe, I'm comfortable. So
I don't think we've ever gone to bed together and there's no
touch.
Touch. Yeah.
Even when we pass out on the couch, there's touch, right?
Always touch, yes.
From being exhausted and, and all that kind of stuff because of how hard we work. You work really hard too, baby. Mm-hmm. But but that does make a difference because, like, at the end of the day, as they always say, when you feel like the person that you have invested in is invested in you, it makes it easy to deal with the next day.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not necessarily I'm not paid an endorsement for the love language test or anything like that, but I think it's a damn good exercise to go through.
It really is. I would definitely. I've actually, after doing it and having small talk with friends, I encourage people to take it. Like, hey, you should try it out.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you know how your partner interprets love.
Yes.
Right?
And also, I think the fact that you were agreeable to take the test, because I do remember when I suggested, hey, you and so-and-so, you should take the test. A lot of women, their significant others are not, gung-ho about taking the test like you said earlier. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, no, I don't want to take that test. Oh, no, because they think it's basically going to stir up some stuff, too.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. You want to know why I was quick to take the test?
Why?
Because you impress me as a woman who does not do stuff like that to stir up stuff. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's just not fair. Like, if we take a test and then they got to create an argument, I'm like, I'm not doing nothing like this, even similar to it, It's like, in your relationship, you have to give people the permission to not be exactly like you, right?
Yes. And
it's not, a major or executable offense,
My sister had mentioned the love language test years ago. So I was one of those people mentioned it and talked about it. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I don't feel like, because like you said, it wasn't really my thing either. I'm like, I don't want to find something that I'm not doing or need to do. And I happened to hear it on a podcast. It was Oprah. I was listening to Oprah.
Ironically enough, right? Mm-hmm.
And when I heard, it was Gary, I can't think of his last name, but he spoke about it. I said, you know what, let me try this, because now I'm at the beginning of a new relationship. Because we were maybe 5 or 6 months into our relationship, maybe a little more. But I was like, maybe this is a good time to do it, because as you get, like we always talk about our second half and finding love again. I'm like, don't do things the way you've always been doing it. And I also feel like you have allowed me to be so much of myself at this new stage. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. So I was eager. Something told me, like, go ahead and take it.
It's ironic you say that, because now when I think about it, the timing of it was perfect when we first started dating. Because I think if we hadn't taken the love language test, like some of the early bumps that we had, they would have been bigger bumps, because we would not have been able to clue in whether or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then also I think what the love language test does, it allows you to get rid of baggage from your previous relationship too.
Yeah.
Like my previous one is like, I was around someone who said they were affectionate, then I would be affectionate, then they would back off me and say, "What's wrong with you?" It's like, wait, you just said you liked affection, right?
Right.
So either the person wasn't sincere, or it wasn't necessarily lying, or maybe because the problem is people tend to say what they think the other person wants to hear.
True.
And at this stage, it's like at the second half of life, like, time is ticking too much to be playing.
You don't have time for it.
Yeah, I have time for all that.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And I think I told you this before. Is I think with me, that's my love language in terms of understanding it and seeing it. I was like, wow, it was so true, but I have been so removed from it for so long. And partly because I don't think I let myself go to accept love in the way I've been able to accept it from you. So it was sort of like this desire, this thing that's been there. And I had sparks of it here and there throughout in other relationships, but really allow myself to kind of admit without it being a weakness, because there's a part of me in terms of being the oldest child, or just, that stuff, that touchy-feely stuff is like, I associate it, and as a woman, it's surprising, but I associate it as weakness. A needy, weak thing. A weakness. So, although I may felt like, hey, I touch your leg, I'm like, it's a time and place for it, but then I'm like, back to like, I'm
back to being conformist.
Certainly, yes, exactly, yes.
So with me, what I had to learn in this relationship that helped me to kind of be better was I had to take off my preconceived restrictions. Because when I say, baby, you blew my mind or opening me up to some stuff. There's some stuff I would never even try remotely. I was not doing it, And then I felt like, especially, from like a sexual standpoint, like I got my thing together. And then, when we started having some in-depth conversations about exploring this and exploring that, I'm like, I ain't never did that before. But then I was like, what the hell I got to lose? And then when I did that, I come to find out this I like, that I was right. I don't. But you know what I'm saying? But at least I had to be willing to try it honestly. Without thinking I'm freaking out or letting go of my control of myself, or even worse, for years I felt this way about this, and now that I've changed, I'm like, oh man, that means I'm a sellout, or I'm a changer, or I'm not devoted, or I wasn't sincere. No, here's the thing. Just because you felt that way in your 20s and 30s, don't mean you got to stay in that same camp in your 40s and 50s, and you can go back to your 30s camp if you want to. Absolutely. In your 60s,
you
right?
You can, yes, exactly.
You don't have to stay the way you are. In fact, I would dare say this. To stay the way you were is to deny the way you can be.
Absolutely. Yes, baby.
To stay the way you were is denying where or who you can be. Yeah. And why not be more than what you've been in the past? Because obviously, the version of you that you used to be is where you at right now. And if where you at right now ain't where you want to be, guess what? It's time to change. Yes. That's what I think. For example, I never wanted to have my relationship on no doggone social media.
You by trade, by profession, is someone who you're a media person.
So I don't want to. I'm typically not wanting to have anything private out there at all. But this, I'll tell you what this did. This whole Brasco and BEAST thing, which just was born out of our heads. One crazy night. I don't even know how we began this whole journey.
I think we had so many, some sort of small talk with people.
People talking about our chemistry and all that. Yeah,
chemistry.
True. But even during this COVID-19 lockdown, this is when this is being put together. Because we're so busy with putting this thing together. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people sitting around bored. We ain't bored.
We are not bored.
You know what I'm saying?
We both have, professional or careers. Or yes.
But here's the thing. This is where I'm going with it. But even with all of this goes right back to our love language again. Think about it. Our love language is affection and chemistry and all. And what do? We show our chemistry because it's natural. This is not acting. It's not acting. No. It's natural. But when you see it, like when we do these things here, and then you see it, you see the video, you go, and I do the same thing. I go, I really love this woman, and then you'll be looking like, I love this man. You know what I'm saying? This man, but you see it. It's like this is actually chronicling our relationship as we grow in the relationship.
Which has been something that I've had to kind of come to terms with too, because I'm pretty private too.
Right.
You know, I didn't even get on social media. It was maybe 3 or 4 years ago before I even touched Facebook, and it's kind of like my kids, you know, got me into
by
doing
force,
it.
right?
Yeah, by force. But you know, yeah, this is definitely not my thing too, because I'm a pretty private person, and you are as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, because the only reason I was so wide open on social media, because my job required it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? My job required it. But other than that, I would not have been with it at all. You know. But I mean, it goes back to the love language. So I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to endorse anybody to do anything, but I'm gonna tell you, like we always tell folks, but what worked for us, especially early.
Yes.
But I bet it would work for somebody even if they're in the middle of a 15, 20-year relationship, because maybe finally it would open the door. Why are we not connected? Why you don't get it?
It's never too late to change, make little, you know, incremental changes to make the situation better. We all do. You should be doing that anyway.
True.
Never get too settled.
Nah, I'm not settled.
No.
I'm extremely satisfied, but I'm not settled.
So am I.
Mm. So
this is our date.
Yeah, so let's go to the movies, which is basically right over there.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the movie.
We're gonna go to the movies.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Well, as we get ready to close this out, yeah, the love language thing. I'm not saying that's going to be the key to ending all your scraps in your relationship, but I know it really helped us to understand how to better talk to each other, relate to each other, you know, and just kind of feel where each other's coming from.
Definitely encourage you to try it out. It doesn't take long, less than 10 minutes.
It's free.
It is free.
Not a problem. Do it on your phone. You can do it on your phone. And you know what I think is most important? You do it by yourself, my man, and
you do it by yourself, girlfriend.
And then you come together and see how the answers are. And most importantly, after you get that information, adjust.
Adjust.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm Brasco.
I'm Beast.
We're
out of here.